Wilson. I have nystagmus and I've had it since I was born, and I'm 10. Nystagmus is kind of like the eyes kind of like move side to side all the time, so it's kind of hard to focus on one thing.
What about adding ED to make it something that happened in the past if it's a verb? I'm Daniel Maitland and I'm a teacher here at Aysgarth. I'm actually Wilson's form tutor. From the school's point of view, we just want to make everything as inclusive as possible for Wilson. We want him to feel like a normal pupil. So really we just take quite small, simple measures for him to be able to access his learning. He uses his iPad loads, and all that I or any other teacher that have him have to do is before the lesson ping him an email with the document, and then he does the rest.
Well, when I got the iPad, it was 2 years ago, and that was when the work was more written work, and it was getting harder.
That's been sent to you as well, Wilson, as a Word document.
A teacher sends me the worksheet that we're doing onto my iPad, and I look at it and close up on it on the iPad, but then write it down on the paper.
Wilson does need to be very organised. He's receiving lots of documents from lots of different teachers, but he's very much risen to the challenge, and in that sense I think it's actually been very good for him. He's one of the most independent boys of his age. He's fantastic at taking initiative.
There's a thing called Splash Top Whiteboard where I can connect to my teacher's whiteboards, so I can see what's on the whiteboard in front of me on my iPad. An iBox is where I read my box. Mr. Maitland tells me at the start of the term what we're reading, and I'll get it on the iPad, so then when we start it, I'll read it on the iPad and they'll read it on the normal books. I think it makes me a bit more independent because I learn to do it by myself instead of another person reading everything for me or doing it for me.
I think it's crucially important for Wilson that he can be independent, that he can take responsibility for his own learning. It gives him so much more confidence. He doesn't want to be treated any differently to any other boy. It wouldn't be very pleasant for him really if he had someone sat on his shoulder, an adult sat on his shoulder, taking up a seat next to him instead of a friend.
I think it isn't easier to have someone with you, because in the future you wouldn't have someone with you and you would have to do it for yourself. So you kind of need to get used to it, but ready for when you get older.
RNIB, supporting blind and partially sighted people.